A body was found behind a Daviess County business over the weekend. What we know to this point, plus Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spinner joins me for Monday with the Mayor, and Anna Jones and Monty Buchanan are tonight's guests on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. This past weekend was a tragic one across our viewing area. We begin in the Daviess County town of Odin, where a woman's body was found behind a local business on Saturday. Daviess County Sheriff's deputies say the body of 50-year-old Christina Martin was found next to Ebony's Cuts and More Saturday morning. Deputies say Martin was pronounced dead after being taken to Daviess Community Hospital. There is no foul play suspected as of this point, and the investigation into Martin's death is still ongoing. Then in Perry County, a Kentucky woman was killed late yesterday afternoon in an accident near Tell City. Perry County Sheriff's deputies were called to the accident along Stone Road, which is just north of Tell City. Deputies say 52-year-old Shalane Cronin of Cloverport, Kentucky was pronounced dead at the scene. Meanwhile, Kelsey Gowers of Tell City was airlifted to Deaconess Hospital in Evansville for treatment of her injuries. She has since been released from the hospital. The investigation into the accident is still ongoing, and Indiana State Police were called to the scene to assist with the accident reconstruction. Deputies say alcohol and drugs do not appear to be a factor in the accident, though they say toxicology results are still pending. Perry County EMS and Perry County Rescue also assisted. Turning to other news, a new twist to an old plot. That was the theme of this year's State of the City address in Jasper. This morning, the yearly State of the City address was given before a large crowd gathered in the Classroom Building Auditorium on the Vincennes University Jasper campus. 4 speakers in all were featured, marking a first for the annual address. During his speech, Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz talked about the need for marketing the city going forward. Seitz pointed to the lack of people to fill jobs that will be open in the near future as an example of that need.
When you have our local employers say that we have maybe minimum 700 jobs available in the next few years, including some of those through the city of Jasper that we asked companies to do in lieu of taxes, essentially on the abatement program, and we don't have the bodies to fill them, we have to market. We have to tell our story. It's not an easy thing to do, but wow, it's much more enjoyable than having 10 to 12% unemployment. And so we have to work at bringing people in to address the employment challenges that we have in our community.
Seitz also talked about plans to apply for a statewide shovel-ready designation for the city. He says that idea is mainly used as a marketing tool. Seitz says the application for that designation could get done sometime this week. Another of the speakers on hand this morning was Du Bois County Council President Greg Kendall. In addition to challenges for the county, Kendall noted how fiscally responsible the county as a whole has been. He stated that the county currently has $13 million in edit funding for various economic projects as an example of that responsibility. Kendall says it will be important for the county's future to continue taking care of its finances.
Basically, you know, we've watched our monies as they come in, and we have those monies saved for emergency purposes. It doesn't take long today, and $1 million is gone. So that's one reason why we're watching it as closely as what we are, because you know, we're going to do a $1 million deal at Du Bois and $1 million at Jasper and $1 million in Huntingburg, and all of a sudden, you know, those funds go pretty fast. So it's important to keep an eye on them and don't let them get away.
Among the challenges that Kendall touched on was the possibility of the county having a human resources director in the future. He says though he wasn't warm to the idea initially, his stance has since changed.
I've gotten to the point to where I understand that there are things that an HR person can do for this county that can't always be done as efficiently throughout the entire county. I think if we go with an HR person, I think maybe we might have to think about a countywide manager because I think we can get more bang for our buck.
The idea of an HR manager was brought up by Councilman Nick Hostetter during last week's Du Bois County Council meeting. Now, the debate began with the departure of County Engineer Jason Heil earlier this year. Since that time, Kendall has proposed a study to be done for salaries of county employees. That study would be led by Wagner, Irwin, and Scheel should the council approve it at a future meeting. Other speakers this morning were Greater Jasper Schools Superintendent Dr. Tracy Lori and County Commissioners President Randy Fleck. The event was put on by the Jasper Chamber of Commerce and BUJC. DuBois County Sheriff's deputies have found the culprits behind the theft of a flag from the Hayesville Fire Department. They say the flag was found after receiving an anonymous tip on its whereabouts. The flag was brought to Hayesville Fire Chief John Furman, who stated that the flag belonged to the department. Deputies do say this case is still under investigation. One juvenile is already facing theft charges, and a second juvenile could also be charged with theft. 8th District Congressman Larry Bouchon's office gave the department a new flag back on February 27th. Finally this evening, a Huntingburg man was arrested late last week after a phone that he stole played a trick of its own. Just before 11:25 p.m. on Friday evening, Huntingburg police received a call about the theft of a cell phone. The female victim told police she noticed her phone missing at 9 o'clock that morning while she was on break at DuBois Wood Products where she worked. She told her co-worker, 37-year-old Don Rainey, about the missing phone and asked him to help her find it. Police say the phone was not found at work. Now, here's where the twist begins. After getting off work, the woman used a different device to check her phone's account. While checking that, she found that a security feature on her phone had taken photos of someone that had incorrectly entered the password to access her phone on several different occasions. The photos were taken at about 8 and 8:30 a.m. and then again at noon. The person in the photos? Rainey. Rainey, who was at the Community Corrections Center for a separate incident, was questioned by a sheriff's deputy who found the phone in his car. Rainey was then taken to Huntingburg Police for more questioning, and he admitted to stealing the phone. Rainey was arrested and lodged in the DuBois County Security Center early Saturday morning. He is facing a Class D felony for theft. Now, police say there is a bit of a moral to this story. They are encouraging folks who own a smartphone to find out if their device has or can be equipped with a security feature, such as the one in this case. All right, coming up after the break, Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spinner joins me for Monday with the Mayor, plus your local forecast, sports with Kurt Duxell, and Inform featuring Anna Jones and Monty Buchanan. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.